AI is about rethinking entirely what the role of the human even is. Okay? And I mean that very literally. We as a human race have now found a way to artificially reproduce what until today has been fundamentally human.
Welcome back to Union Base. Today we're diving into a critical conversation about AI and its impact on workers. This channel is committed to exploring perspectives from all sides of the AI and labor discussion. Our goal is to bridge the gap between workers, investors, and developers, building understanding and common ground. We're kicking things off with Robert Reich, former U.S. Labor Secretary. Reich brings years of experience advocating for labor, but he's not approaching this from a tech insider perspective. That's why we'll also hear from someone working close to AI development and research, a perspective that can help round out the conversation. I'll drop her information in the description below so you can explore her work further. Before we jump in, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and visit us at unionbase.com for more.
Can all workers benefit from the rise in AI technology, or is it just something that tech and media can benefit from?
Well, we're all going to benefit to the extent that there are new efficiencies. We can buy things cheaper. We can get AI embedded in all sort of gadgets. And therefore, our lives become just easier. On the other hand, there will be a lot of casualties in terms of workers, not just the routine workers that were in the factories that got replaced by software over the last 30 years, but we're going to see more professional workers who are actually going to be losing their jobs because AI can do those jobs at least as well as they can and far more efficiently. And it's going to have tremendous social and political implications because a lot of those professional workers are used to doing fairly well. This isn't the working class anymore. We're now talking about the middle class of America, and AI could very easily be taking over many of those jobs.
That sort of leads directly into my next question. So how will AI change the employer-employee relationship?
AI could change the employer-employee relationship dramatically because right now today, depending upon how you measure it, anywhere from 16 to 38% of American workers are independent contractors. AI is going to basically create a different kind of employment relationship because if you have platforms, as you do now, you're going to have more platforms, more AI, more of us, including, I hate to say it, Lindsay, maybe even you, are going to be working for AI. We're not going to be working for big companies. We're not going to be working directly for them. We're going to be working for AI intermediaries and platforms. Those intermediaries and platforms are going to be paying us a kind of spot auction rate. That is, what is our demand at the moment? Now, you might say that that's very efficient, but it is also extremely destabilizing in terms of our lives. I mean, how can we possibly plan our lives if we are in a spot auction market in terms of what we earn? Things we take for granted, all of the labor protections of the last 120 years, everything. I mean, AI could eradicate all of them. And so you have basically the owners and investors over here and all the rest of us over here.
I think this sort of answers that. But what is the biggest challenge facing workers today?
It is to stay relevant and to continue to produce content and products that justify the wages, even though those wages have not kept up barely with productivity. It is inevitable that we are going to have some sort of a universal basic income. For the simple reason, this is regardless whether you're on the left or the right, doesn't matter. People have got to have enough money in their pockets to buy all of the things that the new economy is capable of producing. If you've got AI and all of these platforms, and you've got people who are basically no longer needed, huge numbers of people, then how do you get money in their pockets to buy everything the economy is capable of producing? You simply can't have an economy under those circumstances. We need workers, we need consumers, we need investors. But the worker and consumer part of the economy is going to be under even more stress over the next 25 years.
I don't think that most people fundamentally understand why people in Silicon Valley are freaking out so much about AI. And it's actually misleading because if you're not in SF, it actually starts to feel like we're approaching the trough of disillusionment and like the AI hype is starting to die down. But I'm here for the week. Hence the ginormous coat. And wow, I am reminded that the hype is very much still alive here. I thought it would be worth taking a moment to articulate why. Like, why are the people who are at the epicenter of this research and of this new technology freaking out and losing their minds about what this all means? Because if you're not in this world, here's what it seems like. Okay, it seems like, look, every technological shift that we have lived through, the internet, the smartphone, all of these tech shifts have been important, right? What makes AI different? Well, here's what the researchers who are working on this stuff might tell you, and it's actually fascinating. Every new technology that we have lived through has been about how do we take what humans are capable of and make them way more efficient. But AI represents something entirely different, because AI is not about making humans more efficient. It's not. AI is about rethinking entirely what the role of the human even is. Okay? And I mean that very literally. We as a human race have now found a way to artificially reproduce what until today has been fundamentally human. Fundamentally locked up in, if you want to make more, you need to make another human. You got to create a baby, which is human-like reasoning, actual intelligence. What the people who are here understand better than anybody else is that we are so close to being at a point where computers can do it even better than humans ever could. So, if you want to ask yourself, how is AI going to change the world? Ask yourself how the world we are living in today would be different if 100 years ago, every inventor, every teacher, every thinker, every writer, every creator, every entrepreneur, every investor, every politician had 100 times the brainpower and 100 times the time. How different today would our world look? That is the future that we're heading towards. And it's not going to take 100 years.